Hi, everyone. Welcome to our Wellness Wednesday webinar, Healthy Family Events. We are still waiting for a few more people to arrive, so we'll go ahead and start at 2 minutes past the hour. All right, thanks for joining us today. Today's webinar is Healthy Family Events. It's part of Action for Healthy Kids Wellness Wednesday webinar series, and it takes place on the second Wednesday of each month throughout the school year. My name is Denise Marquez, and I am the Parents for Healthy Kids Program Coordinator in Colorado. Our team works with parents, schools, districts, and other partners in Colorado to implement policies and practices that improve nutrition and physical activity in schools. And also joining me today is Laura Farnestock, who is a parent champion from Charles Hay World School in Englewood, Colorado. She will be sharing a fun and healthy family event that she helped to lead in her children's school. So I'll introduce her a little later in the presentation. Let's first review some logistics before we get started. You see a control panel, usually on the right side of your screen. You can use your telephone or speakers to listen to the presentation, but everyone will be muted to avoid static and background interference. There is a dialog box at the bottom of your control panel. You can type in any questions that you have along the way, and we're going to be fielding those questions as they come in, if time permits. And if we don't get your questions answered during the presentation, we'll be sure to follow up with you via email following the webinar. This webinar is being recorded, and links to the recording and the slides, along with the resources, will be sent to you 2 to 3 business days after the webinar. So let's start with a little background on our organization. Action for Healthy Kids is a national nonprofit that fights childhood obesity, undernourishment, and physical inactivity by helping schools become healthier places. We are a network of parents and students, educators, community leaders, and health professionals, and we work with schools and districts across the country to create healthier learning environments for our children. We believe that everyone has a part to play in ending the nation's childhood obesity epidemic, and we have lots of resources to help make that possible. Game On is our flagship program. It's an online tool. There's no cost for schools to use it, and it can be tailored to meet your school's specific needs and resources. Game On helps schools practice good nutrition and physical activity habits with the ultimate goal of getting your school nationally recognized as a health-promoting school. The program is organized into 6 steps, like you see here on the screen. Step 1 focuses on gathering a school health team. Step 2 focuses on completing an assessment, such as the School Health Index, to determine your school's strengths and areas for opportunity. Step 3 focuses on developing an action plan so that your school has a clear roadmap for your wellness initiatives. Step 4 includes more than 80 activity ideas in 2 major categories, eating better and moving more. Step 5 provides ideas for engaging parents, community organizations, and other volunteers in your efforts. And finally, Step 6 helps you get your school nationally recognized for your school wellness achievements. Your team can jump into the program at whatever step makes sense for your school, or just use Game On for the ideas, resources, and best practices found in Step 4. One major goal of Game On is to get your school nationally recognized. One of these programs is the Healthier U.S. School Challenge, Smarter Lunchrooms Initiative, which recognizes schools that have created healthier school environments through the promotion of nutrition and physical activity. Action for Healthy Kids has staff all over the country who can help you complete the application, so be sure to reach out to us or go directly to Step 6 of Game On to see the resources we've created to help you get recognized. Today's Wellness Wednesday webinar is about healthy family events. The event ideas I'll discuss can be found in Step 4 of Game On, and I'll be giving specific tips directly from the activities that are highlighted in blue, like hosting a healthy carnival, health and wellness fair, or family fitness night. Be sure to check out our other Game On activities to find lots of other ideas that can be used for school events, such as PE for parents, share healthy messages with parents, or host a taste test, to name a few. Game On also includes activities so that you can coordinate your events to coincide with a specific monthly celebration, like National Walk and Bike to School Days in October and May. Heart Health Month is this month, February. National Nutrition Month is in March. Every Kid Healthy Week is the last week of April. And I'll provide more detailed information about Every Kid Healthy Week towards the end of the presentation. And finally, National Physical Fitness and Sports Month in May. So why are healthy family events important? One of the most effective ways to increase school-based parent involvement is to host a fun event for the whole family. Educating parents and families in your health and wellness efforts really is key to creating sustainability and an overall culture of wellness in your school. Hosting an event that involves physical activity and healthy eating can help you promote healthy behaviors, share positive messages, educate and engage parents, and motivate kids. These events can be as simple or as involved as you have the time, funding, and volunteers to make them. So whether a family event specifically focuses on a health and wellness theme, or it is focused on academics, there is always an opportunity to engage parents in a healthy and in a fun way. Also, I want to mention that school districts across the country have adopted the whole school, whole child, whole community school health model, where family engagement is one of the 10 key components that make up the learning and health support system for each child, school, and community. And studies show that healthy kids learn better and perform better academically. We know that good food and active bodies equals kids equipped for success. And when parents are informed about the importance of healthy eating and being physically active, they are much more likely to practice and model those healthy behaviors at home and support healthy initiatives in school. So if you are just starting out or really don't have the time, volunteers, or funds to organize a large event, find out what family events your school already has on the calendar and ask how you can add a focus of health and wellness. At a minimum, you can swap out sugary drinks for water, unhealthy snacks with healthier alternatives, or incorporate a fun activity at the event instead of focusing on food. For example, many schools have a teacher meet and greet before school starts every year. So instead of the popular ice cream social, many schools are now hosting watermelon welcomes like this one at Elk Creek Elementary in Pine, Colorado. Another school in Colorado, West Jefferson Elementary, hosts a kickball kickoff event to start the school year, where teachers, parents, and students all gather to play a friendly game of kickball. And another way to engage parents would be to invite them to the gym during parent-teacher conferences, to meet the PE teacher and participate in a typical activity their kids do during PE or indoor recess. Parents are always curious about what goes on at school and what their kids are learning. So also work with your parent group to help coordinate and support a healthy fundraising event that they might already be planning. And during literacy night, you can ask students to spell words using their body to mimic the shape of each letter. Or you could read books that include physical action verbs such as wiggle, jump, and skip, and invite students and their parents to demonstrate the movements. Or maybe at math night, you can integrate simple movement tasks such as jumping jacks, squats, and running in place into various math concepts, or even create relay races that include math and science problems. And then when you're ready to move on and plan a larger standalone event, use these 6 key steps from our Game On tip sheet called Fun and Fitness Family Events to help get you started. You can collaborate with your PE teacher and ask them for ideas about what activities can be set up in the gym. Your food and nutrition services staff may be interested in hosting a taste test at the event, or to provide a healthy snack or highlight a healthy item on the lunch or breakfast menu. Invite local businesses and ask them to conduct a demonstration, such as bike safety, yoga, or a cooking demo. Ask school sports teams to host a sports clinic or a skills station. Engage middle and high school students or athletes to share some skills and show kids and adults that being active can be fun. And communicate and promote your event. It's important to get the kids excited. You can make announcements about the event at school, send home a flyer with details for parents, give kids an incentive to bring back a tear apart with a parent's signature, or consider a challenge among the grades to see who can get the most families to attend. And finally, offer incentives and prizes at the event. Things like grocery store gift cards, sporting equipment, free yoga lessons, water bottles, or tickets to a sports event. Families can receive a stamp or a sticker from each activity station to be entered to receive a small prize, or families can purchase raffle tickets for a chance to win a larger prize. And here are some other things to consider when planning your event. It's really important to seek support from the school administration, and be sure to review necessary school policies about hosting an event in your school. Coordinate with your school parent group or PTA. They may be able to help organize and promote the event for you to the community using social media or other communications channels, and leverage those parent connections to find volunteers and help with event day logistics. Students can also be powerful advocates for health. Not only do they influence their peers, but they also have the power to influence their parents. If you want parents and students to attend, be sure to enlist their help. And encourage faculty and staff to attend with their own families. It's an opportunity for them to show support for the school, and it also demonstrates their commitment to a healthy lifestyle. Also, when students and families know that their teachers will be there, they may be more likely to come. And finally, depending on the timing of your event, think about whether you need to serve a meal. Sometimes not having to cook dinner is a great incentive for parents. So a great example of a fun and family fitness event is to host a healthy carnival. It's a fun way to promote physical activity and healthy eating by sharing positive messages and motivating kids and families to participate in healthy behaviors. Find fun carnival-style games and activity booths that are age-appropriate, require little equipment, and have simple instructions. And depending on your available funding, some possible games and events may include those that you see here on the screen. Some additional ideas might be to include inflatable rides, parachute launch, a petting zoo or pony rides, target throws, or even a dunk tank. Be sure to check out this Game On activity for even more ideas. And a health and wellness fair is a little different than a carnival. It focuses on preventative medicine and health screenings. It's really a great way to share information about healthy living and involve the community by highlighting local health and wellness resources. You can enlist the help of your local hospital or medical clinic to provide materials for information booths. Some examples might be child safety, dental and oral hygiene, nutrition, or heart health. And they can also help with a variety of health screenings, such as blood pressure, cholesterol, BMI, and weight calculations, or vision and hearing tests. Also provide hands-on activities and games, taste tests, and physical activity demonstrations, possibly from local businesses or community members, such as yoga, Zumba, or martial arts. So visit the Health and Wellness Fair Game On activity, where you can download a health fair planning guide, toolkit, tip sheet, and checklists. And then another event theme, Family Fitness Night, exposes students and families to inexpensive, fun, and easy physical activities that can be enjoyed together at home. These nights can also be an opportunity to showcase your school's physical activity initiatives, so parents really understand how your school is helping students stay fit during the day. You can set up whole game or whole group activities where everyone participates in 3 to 5 activities during the night, or small group activities where families can rotate between 5 to 10 stations. So you can really choose what works best for your space and the number of participants that you expect. You'll see some of our favorite stations on the slide, as well as some of the games we have included in this Game On activity. You can also set up stations that showcase recess activities or that demonstrate current PE units that can easily be translated into homework or commercial break exercises at home. And here's a list of other fun ideas that will engage parents. Ask a community partner like your cooperative university extension service or Cooking Matters program to provide a cooking or nutrition class, or host an Iron Chef competition between parents and teachers or older students. If your school has a garden, organize a farmer's market or a school garden workday, and possibly include a taste test from the garden. That's always fun. Set up a walking school bus so that families can walk together during Walk to School Month. 30-day challenges are also really popular, where you can pick a healthy habit and organize a competition around it, starting with a kickoff event and then ending it with a celebration at the end of the month. And as you see here on the screen, Stedman Elementary in Denver recently hosted a Take Your Parent to PE Week, which was a lot of fun. And before I introduce Laura, I want to mention one of my favorite family events at my daughter's elementary school, which is the annual family dance. It's really guaranteed to get the entire family moving. You can hang a disco ball in the gym, find a volunteer DJ that has access to a variety of songs that appeal to all age groups. Our PE teacher actually taught students several dances during PE class, such as the Macarena and Thriller, and the kids absolutely love to show off their moves during the dance. You can also have a dance contest such as this freeze dance game and provide prizes for the winners, such as music CDs, headphones, or digital music gift cards. And snacks can be simple, like popcorn and bottled water for purchase. But if you need to serve a meal, perhaps families can pre-order a healthy boxed meal prior to the event. So now I'd like to introduce Laura Fonestock. Laura has 2 kids that attended Charles Hay for 7 years. She's been the member of the school health team and a volunteer leader of the Charles Hay Community and School Garden. She's currently the Director of Garden Support at Denver Urban Gardens and was the recipient of an Action for Healthy Kids state-level Healthy School Hero Parent Award in 2014. Laura was instrumental in starting the annual Harvest Festival at Charles Hay, which is now in its 4th year. Laura, welcome.
Hello, and welcome everyone. Thank you so much to Denise and Action for Healthy Kids for asking me to participate in today's webinar and for the good work that Action for Healthy Kids does to promote healthy food and physical activity in our schools. I am honored to be a part of this. As Denise mentioned, I am Laura Fonestock, a parent of 2 Englewood students. First of all, a little background on Charles Hay World School. Charles Hay World School is a public international baccalaureate school located in Englewood, a small suburban community close to the Denver metropolitan area. Charles Hay serves approximately 400 students in grades kindergarten through 6th, and more than 50% of the students receive free and reduced lunch. Today, I am excited to share information about a very successful Healthy Family event at Charles Hay, our Harvest Festival. Excuse me. But before I start talking about the Harvest Festival, I'm going to talk about the school garden. When I started in 2010 at Charles Hay, or when I should say my daughter started, one of my first questions for the principal was, where is the garden going? I was really excited to learn that the school had just received a grant for a school-based community garden, and they also had a very active health and wellness committee. Charles Hay partnered with Denver Urban Gardens to design and build the garden and outdoor classroom, a place to teach children where their food comes from while getting them outside, getting fresh air, and exercising. The garden committee's goal was to have every student plant and every student harvest. To do this, we started garden days in the spring. At the garden days, every class joined parent and community volunteers. In the garden, they had a short lesson, then planted. And the resources at the end of this webinar, Denise will share the link to Denver Urban Gardens youth education information and the Healthy Bodies, Healthy Gardens curriculum. We pulled many of our lessons from this curriculum. There are also great recipes as a part of the curriculum that are really easy to do in the class. Over the summer, the school garden was taken care of by community gardeners and parent volunteers so that when the children came back in the fall, the garden was lush and abundant. And it's always exciting to see the awe in children's faces when they saw the transformation from a seed they put in the ground to a full-blown tomato plant. The garden was used it was incorporated into many different events, be it taste tests in the classroom or healthy school events like cucumbers and herb dips served at the watermelon welcome or kale chips at PE night. But the garden committee and health and wellness committee really wanted to incorporate the garden into a fun, family-centered, healthy event, which is why we started the Harvest Festival. The first Harvest Festival was in 2014, and it was such a success that it has become an annual healthy event at Charles Hay. The festival is all about sharing healthy food with families and community. Every class prepares a dish using garden produce, and parents are asked to bring soups, salads, or bread to share. It is by far the largest potluck I have ever attended. The Harvest Festival is an incredible opportunity for students to model healthy behavior and eating for their parents. How can you refuse a child who tells you, hey mom, my class made pesto and spaghetti squash today. You have to come to the Harvest Festival tonight and try it. The school staff also got the opportunity to model healthy eating. Teachers get to be risk takers, which is one of the IB learner profile traits. They get to try pineapple tomatillos or purple tomatoes, which always is incentive for the students to try them. And one year, the principal brought fresh gazpacho made from his home garden to share with the students. Just a side note, you may notice on this flyer that it says the produce is from local gardens. The first 3 years of the Harvest Festival, we were able to pick produce directly from our school-based community garden to use in the classroom. But this last year, the school is being completely rebuilt, which impacted the school garden. So we were not able to harvest from the school garden, but we partnered with local community gardens and farms for the fresh produce. So a Harvest Festival, of course, has to have pumpkins and fall decorations. Classes decorated with corn stalks and fall flowers from the garden, and Charles Hay was able to partner with a local farm to get pumpkins donated. The pumpkins were picked up by parent volunteers and even one year by a 6th grade class as part of a field trip. At the Harvest Festival, we have a pumpkin decorating table with markers, stickers, pom-poms, googly eyes, other arts and crafts supplies. But because we learned this the hard way. If you do something like this, I recommend having absolutely no glitter. It's very hard to clean up. We also, as part of the garden days in the spring, one class always plants pumpkins. And we have been lucky enough every year to grow a very large pumpkin that, of course, we name the Great Pumpkin and raffle off. The Harvest Festival is a big event that requires a lot of planning. The first step is to find a good night. And the Game On tip sheets that Denise shared are really valuable resources. For finding a good time, we found that a Thursday night right before a day off was perfect for families and more importantly for teachers. It's really important to coordinate with teachers when looking for the best time to hold an event like this. The second step, get the word out. We sent home flyers in the school's weekly folders. We had students make posters to put up around school. We had a large banner made that we placed on the school fence by the garden. We cooked with the students, and when we did, we let them taste what they had made to get them excited about sharing their cooking with their parents. We also partnered with all of the different school parent groups, like the PTA, to get the word out using their resources and email lists. Also, A, B, C, D, and even though this is an elementary school, we're not talking about the alphabet. I'm talking about asset-based community development. This is really about who do you know? What community partners can help with an event like this? Like a farm for a local donation, local chefs who would be willing to come into the school and help cook, local stores to donate the extra ingredients for recipes. Teachers can ask parents and grandparents or friends to come in and cook with their classes. When you're looking for volunteers, be really creative. The Englewood High School and middle school students are all required to do community service. Many of these students fulfilled these hours by helping in the garden, in the classroom, and at the Harvest Festival. Plan ahead. Weeks before the Harvest Festival, we sent home a sign-up sheet for classroom volunteers, as well as parents who are willing to bring soups, salads, and bread. We also worked with Denver Urban Gardens Youth Farm Stand to get cases of organic apples and peaches that parents could order ahead of time, and we had these ready for them at the event. For the classroom cooking before the festival, the garden committee would look at what produce is available in the harvest garden and plan the recipes. We coordinate with the school nutrition staff to wash the vegetables in their kitchen, and we always make sure there's plenty of refrigerator space available in the teacher's lounge, or we ask the parent volunteers to store the produce or the food that they make in the classroom at home. Also, serving utensils, power strips, and extension cords are really important to have on hand. Charles Hay was the recipient of an Action for Healthy Kids cooking kit. This kit is an invaluable part of classroom cooking. Use of the kit was scheduled throughout the days before the festival. We actually put the different times and days on a master calendar that was shared with all of the teachers. And for the recipes, easy and creative is important. Some of the dishes were made entirely in class, while others were prepped in class and then finished at home. A simple salad with an herb dressing was really easy for kindergarten class to make just by tearing the ingredients with their hands. Some classes made smoothies with charred kale or beets. With the smoothies, it's always wonderful to have the students taste test the different recipes ahead of time and then vote on the one to make for the festival. Some students grated zucchini and carrots for bread. One class even made a vegetable soup and put it in a crock pot. This is another opportunity to get really creative and have fun. You can also ask students to bring their favorite recipes from home to share with the class. Excuse me. So the night of the Harvest Festival, we really wanted this event to be very inclusive. It was much more about sharing healthy food and sharing community than raising money. So we had a suggested donation of $5 a family, but it was just suggested. Pumpkins were sold for either $3 or $5, depending upon the size. And the Health and Wellness and Garden Committee compiled a cookbook with all of the healthy recipes and had those available for people who wanted them. Every year, the festival has sort of naturally and organically grown. We have added features, including live music and face painting. Again, who do you know? The school music teacher last year coordinated with a couple other staff members who are musicians and set up a small live band at the event. Somebody brought in face painting, and parents and grandparents did face painting. We also had fun, active outside games. And in the case of food allergies, we always provided index cards and asked anybody who brought food in to mark down what, if any, of the major allergens the food contained: gluten, dairy, nuts, soy. And the Harvest Festival has been by far the most well-attended event at the school. Like I said, it wasn't about fundraising, but every year we have made between $500 and $700. Overall, it has been a really fun, healthy, and successful family event. So thank you very much for your time, and good luck with your school's Healthy Family event.
Wow, thank you, Laura. That sounds like a really fantastic event that brings your whole community, school community together. So thank you for sharing. And another opportunity that I want to mention that could be used to bring together your school community is Every Kid Healthy Week. It's an annual observance created to celebrate school health and wellness achievements and is recognized on the calendar of National Health Observances. It's observed the last week of April every year. So this year it's April 23rd through 27th. And this special week really shines a spotlight on the great efforts that our school partners are making to improve the health and wellness of their students and the link between nutrition, physical activity, and learning. Schools are invited to host an Every Kid Healthy Week event during that week, or really any time in April. So I encourage you to visit the website. You can register your event and also download the toolkit for ideas, resources, marketing materials, and more. And I also want to mention that Action for Healthy Kids will have a Celebrating School Health with Every Kid Healthy Week webinar later this month on February 22nd. So be sure to register for that. And you still have a few more minutes to type in your questions in the dialog box. We will be sure to answer all of those questions after the webinar via email. And if you have any specific questions for Laura, we will be sure to direct them her way as well so that she can answer those. Please take note of our contact information. Feel free to reach out if there are any additional questions that you have, or if there are any other ways that we can help support you in your work. And finally, I'd like to share a new resource that we're very excited about here at Action for Healthy Kids. We've collaborated with the National PTA to create a new website to help parents become champions for school health. It's called Parents for Healthy Kids, and it launched in September. Parents for Healthy Kids is an online hub for parents by parents. So check it out for free tips and tools and inspirational stories about parents who've helped transform their school culture, just like Laura has. Use it to connect with other parents across the country and to learn about trainings and get grant information. Thank you for participating in our Wednesday Wellness webinar today. A special thank you to Laura for sharing Charles Hay World School's annual Harvest Festival event. A follow-up email with the recording and resources mentioned throughout the webinar will be sent out in 2 to 3 business days. In the meantime, please stay up to date on success stories, health tips, physical activity games, volunteer opportunities, and more by following us on all of our social media channels, such as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, Flickr, and YouTube. Happy Wednesday, everyone.